the world can cause a tornado in the other side of the world.
ItzSoulo, and welcome to the Infinite Multiverse. Today we travel to the hip-hop universe, landing on rap beef. Not Like Us wouldn't be possible without one major decision in 2002. You heard that right. Your favorite rap diss was set in motion before a lot of you all were even born. I'm going to give you all a timeline of events that spans over 2 decades, leading us to where we are now. But first, be sure to hit that thumbs up button for the culture. Very much appreciated. Let's get into it. So it's 2002, and the streets are hit with a super catchy
What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy?
by Birdman, featuring the Clipse, produced by Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo. The song is a certified classic, but Birdman, being Birdman, refuses to pay Pharrell for the beat. This led to their relationship being strained and Pharrell refusing to do any more work with Cash Money. Let's fast forward 4 years to 2006, where Lil Wayne has established himself as a solo artist in the rap scene. At that time, the Clipse were known for popularizing Bape clothing, and it was alleged that Wayne wanted Pharrell's blessing before the photo shoot for Vibe, but Pharrell declined due to Wayne's association with Cash Money. As we know, Wayne decided to go ahead with the Vibe photo shoot done in the Bape hoodie, which led to the Clipse single, Mr. Me Too. This was a braggadocious record about fashion and criticizing imitators with no originality. Many speculated Lil Wayne being Mr. Me Too. Later that year, Wayne makes a statement in Complex magazine addressing the song, saying, "They think I want to be like them? I'm on $1 million bus going around the world charging people $50,000 to $150,000 for verses. Do the math. You think I'm trying to be like you? No, sir. They had to do a song with us to get hot, B. What happened to that boy? Come on, B." It's 2007, and the Clipse respond to Wayne in both radio and magazine interviews. Pusha T says on Virginia's hit 103.1 FM, "If anything, I'm upset about him using the F word before my name, being as though he likes to sit around and kiss men." This statement was in reference to Wayne and Birdman's very close and peculiar relationship. The beef goes cold over the years. We have Kanye and Wayne collaborating on The Graduation and the Carter 3, and later appearing on Swagger Like Us with T.I. and Jay-Z. Pusha T officially signs to Good Music in 2010, and everyone thinks the Wayne and Pusha beef is over, especially after Pusha tells Complex magazine in 2011 that he made peace with Wayne in a face-to-face meeting in Miami, stating, "Ever since Lil Wayne went to jail, that whole stint is really dead and over with." Later in 2011, Pusha T freestyles over Drake's Dreams Money Can Buy. One line in particular rubbed Drake the wrong way, and that line being,
Rappers only sophomores acting like they boss lords. Fame's such a funny thing for sure. When niggas start believing all them encores, I'm just the one that sends you off, bonjour. See,
Drake would respond immediately in an interview stating,
Really, I mean, I listened to it and I just couldn't pick it out. I couldn't pick out where I was supposed to be offended. You know, first of all, I've never really had any interaction with Pusha T, so for him to diss me would be, you know, purely like issues that he's having within himself, you know, which is, you know, I understand.
So you guys have never met?
We've met, but we've just been always cordial with each other. You know, I'm a fan of the Clipse. I say it in interviews, and so yeah, I've never really had an issue with him. But you know, I mean, it's a frustrating time for a lot of people right now. I get it. So you know, if it was directed at me, just make it a little more direct next time.
Pusha did just that on May 23rd, 2012 with Exodus 23:1, targeting Lil Wayne and Drake. Really, Young Money, Cash Money as a whole. Exodus was laced with lines criticizing the structure of their deals, questioning Drake's authenticity and silence on social issues, as well as accusing Drake of using his platform for commercial interests as opposed to addressing social problems. Wayne would respond 2 days later with Ghoulish, which was not well received, to put it nicely, so we're going to move on. The beef transforms into a back and forth of subliminals between Drake and Push for a few years, with subs from Drake's Tucson Leather in 2013. Pusha drops his HGTV freestyle in 2016, and Drake drops Two Birds, One Stone in 2017. Let's jump to May 2018, where Pusha T drops his Ye-produced album, Daytona. It was the closing song, Infrared, that grew tension with lines that questioned his lyrical ability, alluding to the earlier Drake and Meek Mill beef in 2015, where Meek exposed Quentin Miller to be Drake's ghostwriter. It wouldn't be long before Drake drops the Haymaker Duppy freestyle, where he takes aim at Pusha T, Kanye, and Good Music as a collective. Duppy was laced with devastating bars such as,
"You rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple of V's. What do you really think of the nigga that's making your beats? I've done things for him I thought that he never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me. I pop style for 30 hours, then let him repeat. Now you popping up with the jokes, I'm dead, I'm asleep. I just left from over by y'all putting pen to the sheets. Tired of sitting quiet and helping my enemies eat."
but it was one line specifically that, in Pusha T's eyes, went too far.
"Holla at me when you multi-million. I told you keep playing with my name and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams."
In my honest opinion, Drake could have gone way harder mentioning Pusha's fiancée, but that was enough for Pusha to send an absolute nuke. Four days after Duppy, Pusha T drops The Story of Adidon with the cover art of Drake in actual blackface. This song would essentially end the beef with Pusha T, exposing the fact that Drake had a son with adult film star Sophie Brousseau. This was a scar on Drake's career that has yet to go away. Drake accused Kanye of leaking the secret when in actuality it was Drake's longtime friend and producer 40 who was pillow talking, and that's how the info got back to Pusha T. I mentioned that the beef ended with The Story of Adidon, and that's because Drake allegedly had a track that would take things beyond the scope of hip-hop, and one of hip-hop's godfathers, Jay Prince, talked him down from releasing it. Was this the actual truth? We'll never know. Now we get to the final stretch of this, Kendrick versus Drake. I won't cover every single detail of this beef, only the parts that intersect with Young Money, Cash Money, TDE, and Good Music. So, let's go to 2013, where Kendrick drops the controversial verse on Big Sean's song Control. Kendrick took aim at all of hip-hop's major artists as healthy competition amongst his peers. He names J. Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electronica, Tyler the Creator, and Mac Miller, claiming that he had love for them, but that one spot at the top belonged to him. While some rappers mentioning Kendrick's verse rose to the call of competition, a few took it personally, Drake being the main one. Check out this interview where Drake responds to the Control verse, pretty much setting the table for the decade-long back and forth between the two.
The underdog that's extremely hungry, you know what I'm saying? And he's doing his thing really well. And that verse was, he's giving people like moments, you know, like that verse was a moment to talk about. Are you listening to it now at this point in time? Okay. And then it was real cool for like, you know, a couple weeks. But like, if I asked you, for example, like, how does that verse start?
No, do you remember?
No, and like,
No.
now mind you, it'll go on in Complex and Rap Radar, give it like verse of the millennium and all that shit or whatever. But like, I'm just saying, it's like, you know, I remember like somebody like asking me, you know, or maybe it was you that was like, is Kendrick Lamar your biggest competition like in this generation or whatever? Yeah. And I think that Kendrick has like the utmost potential, man. Like, you know, I see Kendrick tomorrow, I'm gonna dap him. I didn't feel the way about that verse. I get it. I get the moment. Like, you know, he's a good guy. And like, I know that verse had no malice behind it because I saw him 5 days later at the VMAs and it was all love. So it's like, he didn't come on there on some wild, like, yeah, I'm in New York, fuck everybody, don't look at me. Like,
I'm the king.
So it was one of those things, it's like, I almost wish he had come in there on that shit because I kind of lost like a little respect for the sentiment of the verse. If it's really fuck everybody, then it needs to be fuck everybody. It just can't be halfway for the sake of the people. But you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that's just how I feel.
Now we land in 2023, where the Clipse are in Paris with Pharrell, recording what would later come to be their 2025 album, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Travis Scott bombards the studio session, excited to play a song for them from his upcoming album, Utopia. This song was Meltdown, except Travis fails to play Drake's verse in the studio and even omits the fact that Drake is even on the song. The song comes out, and without a doubt, it is an absolute banger. The only problem will be Drake's verse. He ends the verse with,
I melt down and checks it.
quick breakdown of these last set of bars. Essentially, Drake claiming to have bought $3 million worth of jewelry previously owned by Pharrell and melted them down. He also throws shots at Pusha T, stating that if Vogue wasn't suing him and 21 Savage at the time, he would have been with a street gang from Toronto and paid a visit to Pharrell and Push in Paris. I mentioned this because Kendrick and Pusha T have a very good relationship, so this was just one of many motivators for Kendrick to end the subs, put on the gloves, and officially step in the ring to battle. Now we arrive in 2024, where we witness one of the greatest moments in hip-hop history, with the biggest artists having everything to lose, going track for track. Ultimately, there had to be a loser in this. And after a deadly combination of Meet the Grams and Not Like Us from Kendrick, Drake would be the one taking the L. As much as I want to dive deeper into the Drake-Kendrick beef, it'll have to have its own video. 10 likes to show if there's something y'all are interested in. Time passes as Not Like Us is still trending, which made it an easy decision for Jay-Z, who is currently the NFL Super Bowl halftime show producer, to choose Kendrick as their halftime show performer. A huge achievement for Kendrick. Nonetheless, there was some pushback from the decision. Both Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj of Young Money publicly voiced their disappointment, mainly because that particular Super Bowl was being held in New Orleans, the home of Lil Wayne. This would not help ease the tension between the two camps, TDE and Young Money, but ultimately, Wayne would contact Kendrick and wish him well on his performance. Kendrick continued his legendary run, sweeping the BET Awards, having a historical Super Bowl performance, sweeping the Grammys, dropping a now double platinum album in GNX, and a successful world tour with SZA. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we have Drake taking UMG to court, accusing them of pushing Kendrick's disses more than his. Lil Wayne is in recovery after being publicly ridiculed for the Carter 6 being such a bad album, which in my opinion wouldn't have received such negative feedback if it didn't follow behind his criticism of the Super Bowl. And Nicki Minaj all over social media attacking SZA after perceiving one of her tweets as a shot at her. All this chaos ensues as Birdman sits back counting the money he raked in from each of the Young Money artists. Bro, all you had to do was pay the man what he was owed. If you made it to the end of this video, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope I was able to easily and accurately convey how one seemingly minor action could lead to major events in the future. ItzSoulo, and I'll catch you in the next universe.